What's up, guys? This is DJ Blazer back here with another video, and I thought, what would be a better way to kick off the lawn care season with a nice little cleanup here? I'm out here in my backyard. I just got finished picking up some sticks and cutting up a tree over there, and I was about to roll over to the front yard and pick up some sticks and clean up a little bit. And I thought I'd just start out with saying, like, the first thing you should do after you get done with your fall cleanups is that when you go to store your stuff away for the winter, either put some sort of stabilizer in the fuel or take the fuel out of your tanks completely. That is something I did not do. Learned from my mistakes. Yeah, that's that. I just filled that with some fresh fuel. These two already had some in it, which again is not a good idea. But then again, I did use these a couple of weeks ago to do a cleanup somewhere else. First thing you should do is check your spark plugs, and your blades on your mower, and check your spark plugs on your handheld equipment too, because you don't know if anything went bad over the winter. You should check your carburetor and your mower. Check your oil levels and all that. Make sure it's all good. You might want to change your oil. I'll be replacing the carburetor. I'll be doing a video on that sometime soon. I'll be replacing the carburetor on this. I guess that pretty much wraps up, maintenance and whatnot. Another good idea is when you're storing your stuff over winter, you take all the fuels out, you take the oil out maybe. Don't forget, it'll probably be a good idea to take the spark plugs out too. So, yeah, check your air filters, all that good stuff, the whole 9 yards. And I guess I'll pick this up back out front with a little cleanup. Well, I figured what would be a better way to start out with just raking some stuff up, because my neighbor just trimmed these back about a week or so ago, so I'm just gonna clean up all this, clean it up on his side a little bit, make it look a little bit better. He's trying to sell this house over here, so thought I'd make that look good for him and my yard. So yeah, let's get to it. These things are a pain in the butt to trim up, I tell you what. Remember the first time I trimmed these, I cut an extension cord. Well, got that done, so now I'm just gonna swipe over with the mower and I'm gonna bag it all up.
Well, here we go. Gonna go crank up the mower. See if it'll start on the first pull. Nope. It never does. I'm not keeping count here. What is that, like 6 or 7 pulls right there? I think I'm at like 10. There we go. There I go, back up. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around all these bushes right here and mulch up, or well, I'm actually bagging. I'm gonna bag up all the clippings from the bushes and whatever grass I might get up. Sometimes I do a square pattern like a mulching pattern even when I'm bagging. And sometimes I'll just go back and forth in rows, like if I'm striping or something, which I rarely ever do. My neighbor's house, the one that you see in the background right there, his was the first lawn that I got paid for doing, and that was back when I was about 11 years old. And I used to stripe his front and back lawn. Then there were a couple, dead seasons where, he pretty much did it himself because he was at home a lot. So I stopped doing it for like a whole 2 years. I haven't done it for like the past 3 years now. He's trying to sell his house now, so I don't know if he wants to be if he wants me to maintain it, or if he wants to maintain it himself. But yeah, I used to stripe his entire lawn. I think I've striped my lawn once, but I mean, my lawn's just not that type of lawn. It's just it's all over the place. There's bare spots everywhere. As you can see over by the driveway, there's a bare spot. That's where my dad parks. And so yeah, if you're wondering what that little post is right there, beyond that one bush, there was a tree stump right there, and my neighbor filled it in with mulch because I pulled the tree stump up. So he filled it in with mulch and dirt. I think it was mainly dirt he filled it in with, and he put a pole there so nobody would run over with the mower, so nobody screwed anything up. I think I do mention sometime throughout this video that this was a half day that I was working on this. It was like last Thursday or the Thursday before that, at the time of the recording of this video. And I think I did the backyard at a later date. It was like Saturday. But nobody would know unless I told you, which I just did. So there's that. I will have a video coming soon. I mentioned something about maintenance on the lawnmowers, and I should keep up maintenance. So I'm gonna do my routine maintenance that I haven't done yet. I've had this mower 2 years. The only thing I've done is clean the air filter. I will be releasing a video on me replacing the carburetor. I'll be changing the oil and cleaning the oil filter, or not oil filter, air filter once more. I'll probably either be getting new blades or sharpening my existing blades, and I'll be cleaning it up a little bit for some routine maintenance there. Yeah, this mower's quite a bit rough. This mower's probably older than I am. The story about this mower is about 2 years ago I was in need of a mower, because that's when I started branching out and doing other people's lawns other than mine and my neighbors. And on the other side of my house is my grandparents, or rather my grandmother and my aunt. So my aunt took me down to the Honda dealership, and we were looking at a bunch of Honda mowers. They were all, $200, $300, $400, and I was like, no, you don't have to spend this much money on me, unless it's really worth it. Which, I mean, I was looking at a bunch of really nice Honda mowers, but we did ask if they had any used inventory in stock. So they brought this out, and it had just been traded in on a new Honda mower earlier that day. Paid like $75 for it. Oh, and here we go. Out to the back over here. Side of the house. With the trash cans. But, anyway. Yeah, we were looking at a bunch of Hondas, and, I just lost track. It's amazing how you lose track so fast, isn't it? But yeah, she bought me this mower, and I took it home, cleaned it up. I was so excited. Like, I got my first mower, and I made a deal with her before we went down to the Honda dealership. That if she bought me a mower, no matter if it was new, used, whatever, that I would mow her lawn for free for a year. So that's what I did. And well, I mean, you know, it's you know, helping her out, helping my grandmother out. So I did that. Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. The reason we got the lawnmower so cheap is because we had traded my granddad's old Honda HBR 215, and we'd originally took it in, and it had some problems. It wouldn't stay started, or it wouldn't keep running when it was started. It would crank up, it would run for a minute or two. Ain't that right? But anyway, yeah, it had some problems, so it had too many problems that they couldn't fix. And like I said, it was an older HBR 215. Those mowers are old, like probably older than the mower I have. So so yeah, we settled for this. It was $75. Without the trade-in, it would have been, I think, like 100 or something like that. But it was a pretty good deal. So yeah, we took it home, cleaned it up. It came with 2 blades. One blade was already on it, and the other blade was, you know, it was just handed to me. It also came with a side discharge and the bag. So, like I said, all in all, it was a great deal. I didn't know if it was properly maintained before. But yeah, like I said, I'll be replacing the carburetor in a future video. You know, doing all the routine maintenance, oil change, blades, and all that. Yeah, this mower's still got quite a few years left in her. And I don't know if I mentioned or not, but it is a rear-wheel drive, self-propelled. I will probably, in a separate video from the routine maintenance video, I will probably be replacing the crank or something like that, because I don't know if it's the crank or if it's just that it's not been lubricated or whatever, but this thing takes way too much to have to crank it up. My dad's Troy-Bilt, it takes one pull, starts up just fine. This mower, however, it needs a lot. Yeah, I think I could run this mower for a few more years, till it finally, you know, kicks the bucket. You know, if I maintain it properly. regular oil changes, stuff like that. As you can see over there, there's some flowers on the ground. Helped out my neighbor over there a little bit, mulched them up or bagged them up. This is what I meant by a bare spot. There's a table, and you see that little crab sandbox right there. There's a big bare spot right there. I do plan to overseed that one day, or just put like a deck out there for my mom, put the table on and whatnot. Just, you know, make it look a little better. At this present moment in time of me doing this voiceover, those dogwood trees are fully bloomed. At the time of the recording of this video, however, they were obviously not. I think I've got this like a little over a week late, and I just needed to get this thing out because I was like 2 videos behind. I uploaded that Great Wolf Lodge video. Hope you all enjoyed that. Please drop a like on that too. Drop a like on this video if you enjoy it. Yeah, I'd probably say that way too soon. It's like this, probably like an hour-long video. As you can see, there's not that much grass to mow down, and until you get over to that little bush over to the left. I mean, there's more like leaves and thatch that I'm trying to pick up. When I'm trying to pick up thatch, then I might as well just get a dethatcher and do it that way. But yeah, you see me struggling right there. There's a little indention in the ground from where there was 3 pine trees in the yard before, and they were all chopped down. And there's a few indentions in the yard where they were shoved down and compressed the ground a little bit. The house you see across the street right there, I had a really good friend of mine. I don't think he's been in any of my videos. I don't think he has, but his name was Justin. I helped him out a few times with the lawn over there. We were gonna do some lawn care videos over there, like later last season, before he moved. But we ended up not doing that. I think he moved a little over... No, he moved about 2 years ago, did he? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, if you hear that little squeaking noise, that's me releasing the throttle for the transmission. As you can see, I'm holding it down right there. Then I release it when I turn. Because like I said, this thing is rear-wheel drive. This thing will take it with you. If you don't have it under control, it will take it with you. Here we go. Here's the angle everybody loves, I should say. Around this area, around the bush, that's the area I was talking about that had all the really grown-up grass. And as you can see, there's my grandmother's and aunt's house right there next door. And my uncle was over there at the recording of this video. They were helping out some stuff with my grandmother Yeah, he's that white Lexus in the back, the SUV. RX 350. There I go, cranking at the mower. I'm already at like my 7th or 8th pull. Sounds promising. I got it. Not quite. You might see me crank the mower a few times with my left hand. That's because my right hand is so calloused and bruised up from pulling it. And this thing, if you don't pull it properly, like if you don't pull it out like a couple inches and then pull it, yank it, it'll take you right back down, and it hurts your hand. So there we go, got it started. But sometimes I crank it with my left hand so it doesn't do as much damage to my right, because it hurts my right hand a lot. Because my right hand is so much more callous than my left hand. Because for whatever reason. You might not see me pull out a trimmer in this video. That is because later on in the video, my dad brings out the trimmer and he trimmed everything up. That's just because, well, he wasn't, for the first half of this video that was recorded Thursday, he was not at home yet because he didn't get off till about 4:30. So he trimmed it up Saturday. And I really didn't have the time to trim it up Thursday, but that's not something you will usually see me do. Like when I'm at one of my clients' houses, I do trim it up. I don't just leave that responsibility to them. That is something I do. Here I am going a little slower over the really thick grass, so it didn't shut the mower off. If you're looking for a nice summer job or a nice part-time job, trying to get away from another job, or a lot of my viewers out there, you're probably looking for a good summer job, go look around your neighborhood, like knock on doors if you have to. I mean, work is everywhere. I mean, everybody is in need of lawn care. I mean, even if you have to do it for next to nothing. I mean, like helping out an old lady down the street that doesn't have anybody to do it for, do that. I mean, but if you can make money along the way, go ahead, do it. I've been doing this since I was about 10 or 11 years old, and I'm 14 now, and it's how I make my living. I've been really motivated to do this, and it's not something, it's really hard. I mean, when you're in the summer out there in the middle of the day, that's not something I recommend doing unless you have multiple lawns that you have to get done, like in a certain time frame. But if you're just looking for a nice part-time summertime job, like you can mow lawns in the morning or in the evening. Now, I did do this in the middle part of the day, but this is springtime, so it wasn't as hot. But it was like around 88 degrees outside, so it was still pretty hot. But like I said, I mean, if you do go out during the middle part of the day, make sure you stay hydrated. I don't know how many times I've said this to beginners or to just other friends that are helping me. They need to stay hydrated, even if you don't think you're thirsty. Take a sip of water, because trust me, I have been out there a few times. Like there was the first time I mowed one of my clients' lawns last year, I picked up another one. Like I was pushing my mower on my way home, and this one guy pulls up and say, these were his exact words, "Hey, you the guy that cuts grass?" I'm like, yes, sir, I am. And he says, hey, I need a little help with my yard. You mind helping? I'm like, yeah, I gotta go drop my stuff off at my house. If you don't mind. So he followed me to my house. I pushed my stuff into my backyard. And I locked my gate, and he drove me over to his house. But I spent the rest of the day there. I spent till about maybe 2 o'clock. Hottest part of the day. It was in July. No, July. It was in May. Hottest part of the day. I started my season like 2 months late. Um, so when I got home, I mean, the only thing I'd gotten was like while I was there was like I think a cup of water, but that was like when I first got there. But and I don't recommend drinking like soda to stay hydrated. It's not something I would condone doing. Water, like if you have like a nice big water cooler or something like that, fill it up with ice and water. Take that to your job site. If you're like me and your dad takes you sometimes, then put it in the back of the truck. There's been quite a few times where I've just pushed the mower and the blower and carried the weed eater over there to my job sites, which are like maybe 2 or 3 blocks away or a couple streets over. That's something you can do. I mean, however you need to get there, I mean, get there. Even if you just start out like around you, like just around your block. If you have to push the mower across the street or over to your neighbor's house, or even if your neighbor will let you use his mower, like my neighbor, he was pretty nice. When I first started doing his lawn, I was using his lawnmower because I didn't have one at the time. So if you can do that, go out and try to find the work. I mean, it's all out there. I'm pretty sure if you go around asking your neighbors if you can mow their lawn, they'll probably say yes if they're not doing it themselves or have somebody else do it, or if you can offer a cheaper price, and or even if you just go up to them and say, hey, I'll do it for free one time, and if you like it, then I'll continue doing it for X amount of money. But know which, I mean, there's not really much competition when it comes to lawn care, because I mean there's enough work to go around for everyone. But if you're competing with like other one-man crews like I am, which I don't really think I'm competing, because you know I'm in the smaller form factor right now. I do plan to expand and get licensed and hire on a few crews at one point, but that'll be a little later on. Yep, here I go cranking my mower again. This is usually the part of my yard, like in the middle of summer, that always gets the tallest. Like sometimes I'll mow it every other week, like if I'm really busy with other stuff. Like anytime I just leave it for 2 weeks, or even leave it for a week, and it's been raining all week, this thing gets like ankle high. Like it will come all the way up to my ankles, literally. Like around the gate area and around the bushes. Um, as you can see, there's only half a shrub in front of that window. That's because when I was about 6 years old, I thought it'd be a smart idea, like, because, you know, we were trimming back bushes, so I was like, hey, it seems like a pretty good idea. Maybe we should cut this down. So I cut down half of it. Got yelled at. Left the other half up, like, hey, this is beautiful. I was young and stupid, let's put it that way. I still do stupid things, that doesn't mean I'm stupid. But But yeah, I think I pulled up the stumps to those other two parts of the bush because they were rotted out because they didn't grow back, which I thought they would grow back, but they obviously didn't. If you're wondering why I wasn't doing the other part of the front of the house, was because my mother and sisters. So yeah, guys, got done with a little bit of that action. I didn't do this right here, because everybody was sitting right here. So I'm gonna wait till this evening to do the backyard. I thought I'd just do, today was a half day for school, so thought why not come out here do a little spring cleanup, since I didn't do any fall cleanups or anything and put them on YouTube. But yeah, I still got a little bit in the front to do here, as you can see. But yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna sit around for the next few hours and just maybe hop on YouTube, watch some videos and whatnot. Oh look, see. Nice. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. Yeah, pretty much, yeah, did everything but that little area over there. You will see some videos coming out later on about some of my other clientele around the area. I will ask them permission before I bring the camera onto their property and start filming. I don't know if I'll be doing that neighbor's lawn over there. He's trying to sell this house. As I previously said, yeah, I need to trim up around Granddad's Honda. Yeah, my grandparents live next to me over here. I'll probably come up here sometime or another, like maybe this weekend, and do this yard. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I'm probably just gonna go inside and chillax for a few hours and come back out and finish everything up. Well, here we go. It's a Saturday. I didn't finish it that evening, as I just said before. I didn't finish it Friday because, wasn't a half day, obviously. So what we're doing in the backyard is, as you see, we took the swing set down and moved the PVC pipe. I cut the swing set down, chopped it up, put it at the road. So what we're doing is we're moving the mulch and putting it over in a different area around another dogwood tree in the backyard. Because I have plans to grow grass here, but the only thing is we did move a patio table and a little play area for my mom's daycare kids over here. So that, yeah, so yeah, we're gonna move the mulch over here. My dad and I were raking it up. He's over in the background by the shed talking to me, behind the camera. I don't know if you see over there behind that fence, but yeah, that's my sister over there. She's picking up mats, throwing them on the trampoline, so my dad has room to maneuver and go around with the trimmer. Yeah, it's pretty much just a few minutes of me raking up mulch and putting it in a wheelbarrow. yeah, there I am picking up all the little sticks and stuff like that. Throw them over in another part of the yard, get them out of the way for the time being. Here we go, stop the camera. Oh wait, not yet, not quite yet. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of black tar paper up under this mulch. That was a pain in the butt to get up, I tell you what. That stuff was just about, completely gone. So I took up what I could. Man, that stuff was a pain to get up. That stuff's been down there about 10 years or so. Wow, that's, I mean, like I said, there was a swing set here. There was a bunch of state regulations. My mom runs a daycare, so she had to put black tar paper down and mulch and keep it like 2 inches deep or something like that. A lot of the mulch is rotted away, as you can see. Nice compost, whatever. But yeah, I disappear off the camera for about a minute or so. It's like a Where's Waldo page. The only thing is Waldo's not on the page. Ha ha ha. Can't believe I just I pretty much just recorded a few minutes of me just raking up mulch. That's all I did. I definitely am gonna have to get used to having the camera around while I'm doing yard work, because I mean, it's just something else to add in. It's something I'm gonna have to get used to. Something I'm really gonna have to get used to, because the first time I did a lawn care video, I need to go back and rewatch that thing, because I was recording it with my my phone, and I think I recorded a little bit of me mowing lawn, but I think it was a lot of after shots and whatnot. I'm not quite sure. I'll need to go back and watch it to remember. There I am, working like a Mexican. I'm just kidding, I shouldn't say stuff like that. Can hear the birds chirping. You probably can't because there's music over it, but the birds are chirping. Spring has sprung, let's put it that way. Why did I not even talk while I was doing this? I have no idea. Maybe because I knew I'd be doing a voiceover afterwards, post-production. Or maybe it's just because... No, I don't know, I'm just rambling on, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you one thing I'm gonna have to learn how to do, and that's annotate. So when I give shout outs to people on my channel, you have a place to go. Here we go at it. First part of the yard, mowing. I swear a lot of the grass in this area died last year after the season was over. Like all the leaves started falling, it started getting colder. All the grass just like started dying, and it's just back to sand. Maybe I need to throw some topsoil over it or something like that. It wouldn't hurt it any. If you paying close enough attention, there's a PVC pipe around that one dogwood tree right there. That's where we're moving all the mulch to. And I just stopped the mower for some reason. For what reason, I forgot. But yeah, that's where we're moving all the mulch to. If you see, I think in the introduction video of the channel, there were a bunch of trees back up in there. Yes, I cut all of those down. Every single one of them by myself. I did have some help over in the area closer to my house from my dad, but other than that, it was all me. Oh, and I don't know if I've mentioned this yet or not, but Jordan showed up that day, and I told him, hey, I was working. And I was surprised when he told me that he'd help. So he's back there helping. He was moving mulch around while I was doing this. Throwing up in the wheelbarrow. It was like the last few loads to take off. So that's what he was doing while I was doing this. The reason why we're cutting down all the trees around the edge is because we have later plans to put up a privacy fence. As you can see from the other shot over before this one, there was a privacy fence between there was a one tree and the shed that was put up there years ago. Don't even ask. It's a long story. It's a bunch of and my mom paid like I think $1,200 to get that one section of the fence put up. Wish you could have paid $1,200 worth of material, and my dad and I could have put it up in like a weekend. There's Jordan right there. The backyard, I really don't care which direction I mow it in, because whichever direction I mow it in, it really doesn't matter, because I can't really stripe this kind of grass because it's like all over the place. And I think I'm probably gonna do some overseeding and fertilizing, throw some topsoil over it, and because this grass sucks. I might just cultivate the whole front and backyard, which, if you don't know what cultivating is, it's like what big agricultural companies do. They or big farms do. They'll take a plow or whatever, and they'll turn the ground over, and that'll probably that'll help out a lot. And I'll probably just plant a whole new lawn. Probably do like Bermuda or something. I like Bermuda or St. Augustine, or a mix of both. I think some seeds come with a mix of both. As you can see, we have a lot of stuff moved to the center of the yard, so we could get it out of the way while we're mowing and whatnot. So yeah, I spent a little bit of time in this area, mowing it down, getting up a bunch of leaves and whatnot. Yeah, around this time is the time that my dad's out here trimming. Um, you probably will be able to hear the trimmer, maybe over the sound of the music. I know you can hear the mower over the sound of the music, that's for sure. But yeah, my dad's out here trimming. He's somewhere. I forget where he is. From now on, when I do lawn care videos, I am not going to wait this late to upload because, like I said, this video was recorded a week before the time of the upload. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really need to do it this way. But anyway, yeah, Jordan's really just standing around. There's nothing for him to do for the time being. So I'm just mowing. Yeah, I'm just mowing. That's it. The mower always, not always, but it backfires a lot when I turn it off. There I go to dump the bag. What we're doing is we're dumping it in the wheelbarrow and dumping it behind the shed in a little hole that we have back there, around a bunch of trees that I cut down. So we're just dumping it back there for the time being until I take the shed down, which I do plan to do, and I plan to make a video of it, hopefully. Yeah, this is the job that I gave Jordan, was going to dump the wheelbarrow. Yeah, he came up to me with a bunch of sticks, asking me if I wanted to keep one. I'm like, why would I want to? I mean, what kind of question is that? Seriously. Yeah, with some briars and whatnot, some sticks. That's gotta be one of the stupider questions he's asked of me, but I don't know if he was confused or something, but
Go and this right here. Go and dump it behind the shed. No, not the sticks. Sticks go faster.
yeah, when I asked him to go dump this load, this wheelbarrow load, he asked me to put if he could put the sticks by there. I'm like, no, you're supposed to be moving the sticks. What I do is I throw my limbs and sticks over the fence. My neighbor burns them. All the trees that I cut down. Oh, there I go, cranking them over with my left hand without even holding down the throttle. Look at that. Not even realizing that I wasn't holding it down. There we go.
No, back there.
I had to yell at him, tell him to. He wanted to dump behind one shed. I told him to dump behind the other. I don't know if you can see, but my dad is probably blaming me with the trees back there. Yeah, he's back there trimming. But anyway, back to what I was saying about, yeah, I throw my my limbs and sticks over, and all the trees that I cut down, I throw over, especially the ones along the back fence line. My neighbor says he'll burn them for me because they're a big nuisance to him. He doesn't want to have to clean them up every time he mows. And by the way, that's another future client of mine. I asked him if he wanted somebody to mow his lawn this season. He's like, no, but when it gets to the point in time when I can't do anything out in the yard, Chris, you'll be the first one I come to. And I'm like, hey, that's good. He's getting up there in age. He's about 88 years old. He's still going tough too. He's survived like I think a stroke or two. I mean, that guy's tough. He was also my dad's Boy Scout troop leader at one point. When my dad was in Scouts. I don't know if my dad got his eagle or not. That's something I plan to get. I did go back into scouts um, with intentions to get my eagle, so that's what I'm gonna do. Uh, but Jordan is walking in front of the camera. Well, now you're gonna be dumping the did you go up like all the way back there and dump it? How far did you get? Did you get at least midway? Better have. What? If not, then you're gonna be moving it. I really shouldn't be complaining. I mean, Jordan, he was helping me out here. Uh, he didn't quite know what he was supposed to be doing. Um, he's not quite the working type. I might say, because, I mean, he's helped me out a few times. But other than that, I mean, he's not the working type. He really isn't. He's the kind of guy you want to hang out with when you're trying to relax. I realized that the mower was making a weird noise. The blade was loose. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to stop the mower, stop the camera, and I went and grabbed a socket wrench to tighten it up. It was rattling really bad. So I lifted it up. I asked my dad if he saw it. He said it was going all over the place. He said it was bent. When really and truly it was, it was just loose, because it was going all over the place. So yeah, I stopped the camera and started to back up when I went to go crank it back up. That little box right there in front of the shed, the doors are always falling off of it, and they always leave little spots in the grass that don't get a lot of sun, like in the middle of the summer. That I really hate that. I might move it to a different spot in the yard, just because it's annoying being right there. About 2 years ago, the shed to the left, right there. Me, my dad, and my granddad put together. Um. Uh. At that time, we were getting a new roof put on. The insurance company came through and they said, "Hey, your roof has hail damage. We're gonna replace it." So they replaced it. Insurance paid for it. Then they said there was hail damage on the shed. Then they said they wanted to take down our pool and move it. At the time, we had a pool up and we didn't want to take it down. And the fence was up, and the fence is still up, and they wanted to move it out. So instead, they just gave us the box full of the parts of the shed, and they dropped it off in one part of the yard. We drug it to the other part of the yard and put it together right there. The only thing they did not pay for this shed was the only thing the insurance company didn't pay for the new shed was the cinder blocks that it's sitting on and the lock. Other than that, all the parts were in the box. I think it took us about 3 days to put together. The most confusing parts were the roof and the gable ends. We slapped the frame together in a matter of about well, first we had to level it off. We had to level off space because it was really uneven. We spent about a couple hours doing that, sadly. We had to find the right positioning for the cinder blocks. That took a little bit of time. The frame was pretty confusing. My dad and I, my dad gave up on it. My granddad came out and helped me out a little bit, and we had it put together. We pretty much had the base together within the matter of a day. We put the walls up the next day, and the trim for the door. Then we put the door in. Then the next day, my granddad came over. We put the gable ends. I put the gable ends on before he got there. Then I put the rafters in. Then he came and he pretty much did most of the roof. But yeah, within the matter of 3 days, we had that thing put together. I mean, we could have had it put together in a day, but we really didn't know what we were doing when we were putting it together. So, and it was a first time experience. But hey, it was a learning experience for all three of us. The only sheds my granddad has put together are wooden sheds in his yard. My dad has never put. Oh wait, my dad did build a barn over in my grandparents' backyard with a friend of his. I had no shed building experience. Like I said, this was about 2 years ago. I was about maybe 12 years old. It was the first learning experience for me, that's for sure. Oh. Excuse me. Oh, I want to give a big shout out to my friend Brandon Valcourt. I'll put his links in the description, and then if I figure out how to annotate, then I'll put it down in the bottom left corner. He's I want to give him a big shout out for helping me out here. He's teaching me how to use Adobe Premiere, and he's letting me use some of his recording equipment to do this voiceover, for instance. So I want to give him a big shout out. I'll put his links in the description and all that. I don't think there's really any other channel that I know of that really helps me out like with you know, doing things, teaching me how to do stuff. I do want to give a shout out to Cool Creeper. You might have seen Ben in a few of my videos. Yeah, that's his YouTube channel. I'll put his links in the description too. But I'll have a separate shout out video for him. But I think after this clip, it's back strip behind that one mulch area in front of the trees. And I think that's what I'm going to go do now. Stop the camera. Oh wait, never mind. I still have to finish up this area right here, and then I go to the back strip. This is a long video. An hour and 8 minutes. It always takes me quite a few pulls to get that mower started. I think there was one time I really got lucky. I should have got it on video. I got that thing in 2 pulls. That's impressive for anyone on this mower. If you're asking about that tree right there, it's what I call a bare pear tree. I cut that thing back way back a couple of years ago, or no, about a year ago. Yeah, it was about a year ago. There was a bunch of water sprouts on it. There were there were just a bunch of water sprouts and dead limbs on it, and there were some really big ones that were about 3 inches in diameter. So I cut those off. I topped it, and it seems like it's doing pretty okay. Like I said, at the time of the recording of this video, it was early spring. Everything was just budding. It hadn't sprouted yet. But at the time of the voiceover of this video, it was fully blooming. It didn't produce any fruit last year, and I know exactly why, because the limbs aren't mature enough to handle it. I guarantee within the next 2 years it'll probably be producing fruit, hopefully. I know the 2 years before I cut it back, and the year before I cut it back, it wasn't producing fruit either. That's because it had a bunch of dead limbs on it and water sprouts, as I just mentioned. This tree used to have a bunch of trees towering over an oak tree and a few red tips that were about the height of the tree, maybe a little taller. Yeah, all of those were cut down from behind it. The grass was pretty tall over in this corner. I think I had my mower deck height set to about 2.5 inches for this. The grass was about, I would say, 3 inches or 4 inches tall in some areas. Before I went and mowed the one part behind the pear tree, my dad had trimmed up around the trees, stumps back there, and around the fence, so that helped me out a lot. I'll tell you what, when we got done, not only were we tired, but we did absolutely nothing for the rest of the day. I think what we did was I took a shower. We hung out over at my house for a little bit. Then I think we went over to his Nana's house and hung out there till he left later that evening. This past Saturday, actually yesterday, I think it was the first Saturday in a long time that I did absolutely nothing for a whole day. It was pretty good. I think the only thing I did was like my laundry and took a shower. That's it. It's not something I get to do often anymore. Well, there's only a few minutes left of this video. Yeah, a lot of the trees that are along this back fence line, a lot of them got taken out of the ice storm of 2014. I think many of you know about that one. If you live in this area, which I think a lot of my viewers do live in this area. Yeah, it hit it hard. We got a bunch of the trees cut down. A bunch were still left, so all the ones that were left, we just cut ourselves. And ever since the ice storm of 2014, I've been cutting the trees myself, and my neighbors have been burning them and taking them off. There was one pine tree and an oak tree over on the other fence line, where my other neighbor lives, the one that's selling his house. He got the pine tree and oak tree cut down on our side of the fence, and for a whole week there was some limbs sitting there. There was a guy supposed to come pick him up about a week after they were cut down. Didn't pick him up till about 2 weeks after, and he said whatever you can cut down in a week, or until this guy comes, you can throw it at the fence and then drag to the other side of the yard. So that's what I did. That's when I started cutting down trees. That was like late 2014, I think. I think the biggest tree I've cut down in this backyard was about 8 inches or 10 inches in diameter, and it was a big oak tree along the back fence line. That took my dad and I about, I want to say, about 4 hours to do. I went out there with the handsaw and started going around the perimeter of it. Didn't get far. We borrowed a chainsaw from Jordan's granddad. That helped us a little bit. Then we borrowed my neighbor's 2-man handsaw. That's what pretty much got us through it, and we fell it to the middle part of the yard. And that did pretty good. And there it did. Jordan's come over to stop the camera.